Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Garima Anandani, a physiotherapist, a spine specialist, a fitness enthusiast, and a believer in being mentally and physically fit. Today, we are talking about mental and emotional well-being. Both are important, and क्या हम सब लोग अपने फिजिकल फिटनेस और मेंटल फिटनेस का ध्यान रख सकते हैं? ये आज का जो वीडियो है ये डेडिकेटेड है टुवर्ड्स मेंटल वेलबींग. टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू इनवाइट अ लॉन्ग टाइम फ्रेंड सोनू कृपलानी on my show. Sonu is I've known her for last 12 years. She has been a senior vice president at Jet Airways. She's a motivator, a person with full positivity, has met many challenges, and she's an inspiration for me. I welcome Sonu on my show.
Hi, Garima.
Hi, Sonu. How are you?
Thanks for having me on your show.
Always welcome. I'm very proud of you. So what's been keeping you busy during lockdown?
Oh, you won't believe it. I'm doing the most amazing thing. In all these years, I've never tried my hands on cooking, and I've actually started going into the kitchen and taking YouTube recipes and trying to try out things for the first time in my life.
Did it turn out well?
Well, some good, some not good. But the fact that I'm trying is a step ahead. Better late than never. The lockdown made it happen.
Lovely, fantastic. So even I did try some recipes, and my son didn't know I was such a good cook. Thanks to YouTube.
Yeah.
So today, Sonu, we are talking about mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah.
And I take inspiration from you in being able to be mentally resilient and emotionally strong. And I've seen you in many phases, and sometimes for physical fitness, sometimes just as a friend, sometimes eating lunches together. But and also I remember the time when you came to see Jeet when he was born. It's always a pleasure to interact and be around you.
Thank you, Garima.
So today I want to talk about a condition called Alzheimer's, dementia, Alzheimer's, which actually affects millions out there, not only in India, throughout the world, anywhere they are. And it's a condition which is difficult for both the person as well as the family, parent, spouse, or anybody who is involved in the care as a caregiver. So Sonu, of course, it's been a difficult time, but now that everything is over, and if we can today share your journey about how things were, how did you cope up? When was actually Sonu's mom diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and how was her journey? So Sonu, please tell us, when was Auntie diagnosed with Alzheimer's?
Garima, my mom died in 2016. So she had Alzheimer's 10 years prior to that. And actually, Alzheimer's she was in bed for 10 years because she had a fall and she broke her femur. And it so happened, unfortunately, tragically, that I was growing in my career at that time. And after she had a fall and we saw these little signs of forgetting, not remembering that she's had her meal. She used to be a card player, so she probably used to throw the wrong cards. And I was told that she was forgetting. Actually, at that time, I didn't even really know what Alzheimer's was till I was going through it with her in her different stages.
So, Sonu, what is actually for everybody's benefit? What is Alzheimer's and what are the symptoms? How does one know
Uh,
they have? It could this could be
Garima,
like.
it's actually it starts with trying to forget small things. Like it's like you forget that you've had your meal. You forget what you ate in your meal. You forget that you had just gone to the kitchen and come back. You forget people's names. I think that is the first sign. You forget. You take a few moments to remember the name of the person. So it actually starts with these small gestures that you see slowly and slowly and slowly. That's the beginning. And then it goes into the next phase, in her case, where her motor responses began becoming slower, and her limbs started moving less. And because she was in bed, everything began to slow down. She got a little aggressive. The aggression also comes through. But what happens is that the Alzheimer's next stage, you start losing your memory. And then when it starts accelerating, it starts moving so fast that you kind of come to a stage where you don't remember anything. At first stage, she used to recognize me. Slowly, she stopped recognizing me. And then she would give me a smile that I thought that she still recognized me at that time. But somehow, slowly, it took her almost actually 4 years to really not recognize me.
It's devastating because if your mom can't recognize you, right? I mean, it's like, I mean, it can be really difficult. What?
But let me share something with you, Karima, which was the most, I use the word the beautiful part of Alzheimer's, which I shared with my mom. After she stopped recognizing me, I can tell this to you, and I'm feeling very happy to share this with you, that we would communicate through our eyes. And let me say this, that bond between my eyes and her eyes was just amazing. It was as if I was loving somebody through my eyes, and she was loving me through her eyes. What a relationship. I thought it was the most beautiful part of my journey with her, that we actually began to love each other through our eyes, with no words, with no actions, with no signs. We only looked at each other, and I could feel that she's saying something to me. And while I could speak and say things like "I love you" to her, I knew from her eyes she was saying things to me. And believe me, it was the most beautiful part of my journey with my mother during that Alzheimer's time. So there was Alzheimer's. I know it's tough. It's a tough journey. It's painful to see your own person just dwindle away slowly. But there was a beautiful side to this relationship. And I can tell you, in my entire life with my mother, that love through her eyes was the best part of my 10 years journey with her.
uh, that's very sweet, Sonu, because we all of us think communication is only about being able to talk, express. But what you are saying here is actually your body language, your eyes, communicating with eyes. I mean, it's very beautiful. So,
So I also want to tell all your viewers that you can just love somebody through their eyes. You don't have to speak. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to show any signs, but you can love somebody even at that point of that person's life.
thank you, Sonu. I think it's a beautiful, I may say, strategy tip, where, just love with your eyes. Excellent. Um, so, was it, during this whole journey, did you ever face, how can you prioritize your work versus things at home? Because obviously it was a long drawn journey. It was not like just a few months, you get done with the surgery. It's, you take care, it's done. This is a long drawn, I mean, you don't know how long. So how did you prioritize?
Uh, it was really a tough journey initially because I was growing up in the ladder of my organization. So, the challenges of growing in an organization, and it's a ruthless world. Your organization needs you. It needs you. They have no, they do not empathize that you need to spend more time looking after people who are going through such things at home. So it was a tough battle. But I want to just say something, that it was just God's blessings that I had some excellent support at home. I had two fantastic people whom God I just blessed me with, who was looking after my mother. I had the most fantastic doctors who were there at one shout, Garima. So having that support system of the right doctors with hearts, if I may say so. And I had the most fantastic home help. In fact, my home help was more than family to me, Garima. The way they looked after my mom, the way my doctors landed up whenever I needed them, even if I was in the most difficult meetings sitting in London and all over the world, I had my doctors and I had my help who would say, don't worry, we are with her, we are taking care of her. I think it is sheer God's blessings that I got this support system.
So it's sometimes it's your luck, but sometimes it's the deeds you do, right? I mean, you getting good doctors or you getting a good home help to help you, it's not just luck. It's also that you have to build a support system around you, right? Which means, I mean, Sonu, you're single, right? So
Yes.
so this journey where you have to cope up at work, at home. I mean, you have built a support system and a net around you, which actually keeps you safeguarded.
Yes, I think I'm single, but I can tell you I have the most fantastic set of friends who are more than family to me, who walk with me in my journey. And let me tell you, all this, you're right, doesn't just come like that. I can only summarize it in one sentence. It is the power of prayer, Garima. It is nothing but the power of prayer. It is the relationship with your divine that just makes all these things just happen. They just happen for you because you have that belief in the divine. And let me tell you, for me, I have walked this journey only with the power of with the prayer and divine, purely divine intervention that was walking with me hand in hand through this journey.
More power to you. And I think people who recognize that you cannot always control the circumstances, uh, which is, so what is in your uh, possibility, what can you do versus what can happen to you. The difference is how you react to a situation. So things will happen. Mom getting Alzheimer's is it's not planned. Or you getting a back pain is not planned. Or you falling out on a trauma is not planned. uh, Things happen, but then how you respond is very important. And I think this emotional resilience is what I would like to how did you actually get emotionally resilient and not just fall back? How did you get that?
I think the emotional resilience comes sometimes in life when you're thrown into a difficult situations, when adversities come in, knock your door. You just build strength. That strength comes from a certain power, Garima. And for me, that power I call God. There is no other answer which I can share with you. There is that strength, that resilience, the support, the friends, everything that comes for you at that moment comes from a certain power. And I just call that power God.
So, how much time do you spend actually in your prayers?
Oh, quite a bit. And let me tell you, in this lockdown, I don't think I've prayed so much as I've prayed otherwise also in my, a lot of time in prayers, a lot of time in prayers.
So cooking?
But I'm a bhajan singer. I'm a devotee of, I have a guru, Shri Satya Sai Baba, and I work on the philosophy of Nam Smaran. So I sing bhajans every evening, even in this lockdown between 6 and 7 with all our Samiti members. So that's what gives you the power, Garima.
Beautiful. So cooking, praying, and you know,
And talking to friends
talking.
It's the best recipe.
I tell you,
having a fantastic set of friends, believing in God, believing in yourself, and that's it.
Nice. So, Sonu, do you remember when we met?
Yes, I do remember when I had a slip disc and I went to all the doctors in the world and everybody told me you need a surgery. And I have to say this to you, that only when I came to the doors of Garima Ramchandani then is when she fixed my life. And I remember you telling me you don't need a surgery, you just need to do exercise. And I can tell you, I am ever so grateful to you because only you fixed my back. And I am so proud to say this to you on this open chat.
And I think that would have been 2008, right?
That's right.
So you got diagnosed.
That's right.
You got diagnosed with slip disc, and then you were advised surgery. And with rehabilitation, you actually overcome it. And you went about. You didn't need me, so you went about your career, taking care of your mother, high flying career, flying all over the world. Went about
and the slip disc.
So not only emotionally resilient, but you also overcame a physical barrier which came upon you. And you're fighting fit, and you like to keep fit because you work out as well.
Yes, I could be fitter, but I'm trying to be fit.
So I think it's both fitness, mental and physical and emotional well-being.
Yes.
All three play an important role. Like Sonu, you said, for some people, they name it as God. For some people, they name it as divine. For some people, it's just being mindful, mindfulness, being just there in the past. Or for some people, they call it karma. You know, just do your karma, do your best, and everything else will fall in place. And I think for everybody, they have different meanings, right?
Yes.
You may not be praying every day to a physical, God, or go to temples or go to churches, but it may mean anything for you. But yes, there is a power whom we believe in, and this power keeps you going.
The power is within you, Garima, in my view. The God is within you. Just make that God your best friend and see how life moves.
Right. So right, Sonu. What else would you like to, since you are on, my show, and we are going to have a lot of viewers, what would you like to share with the viewers about not getting bogged down, and when somebody gets diagnosed with a condition which is difficult, could be Alzheimer's, could be Parkinson's, could be dementia, could be things which actually require long-term care. It may not get okay in 1-2 months, but maybe long-term, like 5 years, 10 years. What's your one advice for the family, or the parent or the spouse?
I think the first thing is that we have to be positive. We've got to believe that things are going to work out for us positively. I think that's the first thing mentally, because we just don't have to get those things bog us down. The minute we say that it's going to turn around and things are going to happen good, and the good is going to happen, the good happens.
Be positive.
I think it's just have to be positive, and you have to walk that path and say, look, things do come, challenges will come, but we got to fight it only with our positivity and smile and just move along in life. And also one very important thing, I must say this, and maybe I would like to say this. It is the 3 P's of life. I love using this word, the 3 P's. The purity of heart, the perseverance to achieve what you want to achieve, and most important, Garima, the patience to endure. I think that's the most critical thing, the patience to endure what has come to you at your door.
3 P's. Beautiful.
The 3 P's. The 3 P's.
Sonu, what is actually success meaning for you? Because I know when you possibly, you have told me your story, but I want everybody to hear that, right? Where did you actually start? And where are you now? But what is actually success for you? So share your story. Where did you start?
I won't take too much of time, but for me, success is building great relationships. Building great relationships, nurturing them, reaching out to people as and when, laughing with them, understanding them. And I'll just sum it in one sentence: make a difference in every life that you touch. That's it.
Didn't you, I also wanted to share that with our viewers, that you started at a very basic, level, and you have been one of the founding members of the company you have actually devoted your years to.
Yes, I was a founder member of Jet Airways, and even before Jet Airways was born, I was a part of the parent company. I joined as a very small sales rep. I didn't know how to do sales. And I remember one day my boss asked me, will you do sales? And I said, I don't know how to do sales. And then, well, why don't you do sales? And I was just thrown into that area. And that's it. Just 25 years took me from a sales rep to a senior vice president. I think it was the most satisfying and the most beautiful journey of my life.
Beautiful. Sonu, I love your smile. Always keep smiling like this. You already said that be positive. Spread that positivity in whosever life you have touched. And God bless you. I am so happy to have you as a friend. And I wanted to share your journey with my friends and my viewers. And thank you for being part of this.
Thank you, Garima. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.